Well, good morning. You are joining me on an absolutely stunning day in the Surrey Hills. It's Saturday morning, the sun has come out, it's not raining for a change, and there are definite signs of spring on the way. A few daffodils up and a few birds singing happily in the trees, so things are beginning to look up for trail runners and the walkers as things begin to dry out in the UK. And of course, if we're in spring, that must mean we're getting closer to my Snowdonia challenge, which is of course correct because that's coming up in May. We're currently in the middle of March, and so I'm just really in the middle of the big block of running that I always was slightly apprehensive about, because it's the block where you can really get fed up of training. They do say that the training is the marathon, the race day is the celebration, and I think there's a lot of truth in that. Today I've come to the silent pool on the North Downs, and I'm doing a zigzag route up and down the North Downs, just crabbing my way along the road towards Dorking, just to do a short 13k run today. Tomorrow is a big race day. I've booked myself a race down in the Queen Elizabeth Country Park, down the A3. That's a 21k half marathon. Slightly flatter than today actually, but slightly less elevation. So it's that's going to be a good motivation and a good workout for me. So what am I doing today? Well, today I thought I'd use the opportunity to test out a few bits of equipment. I bought myself this week some little mitten gloves like this, little cycling gloves. There are 2 or 3 reasons why I bought these. The first is, and the main reason, is that when you're in mountainous terrain, and particularly Snowdon, when you fall over, which you often do, it's very, very easy to cut your hands. You always push your hands out to brace yourself, and I've done that a number of times on my training runs in Surrey. Fortunately in Surrey it's a very soft landing at the moment, but in Snowdon it's not quite so forgiving. You're landing on very sharp corners. In fact, last year when I fell over, I did actually cut my hand and my knee, and so I thought with these gloves they give you a bit of padding and just protect your hands a bit if you fall over. And also you are scrambling when you're going downhill, you're often scrambling and grabbing hold of rocks, and if your hands are wet that can result in cuts fairly easily. So that's the first reason. Second reason is last year when I was using poles, I found I was just getting a bit of a sore point on my finger here, so I thought it would help that, and of course thirdly it helps keep your hands a little bit warmer. If I'm really cold, if it's really cold in Snowdon, I'll be wearing full mittens or full gloves anyway, but this is just sort of good weather solution. So that's my bit of test. Always good to test out the equipment as you go, just a bit at a time. Keep things ticking over just to see what's working, what isn't. I've also taken the poles out for a spin. I haven't used poles for a while, and it's actually really great to use them. I haven't used them for a long time, and probably since my marathon back in October, and it's really great. It's good to get the upper body doing some of the work for a change. I'm glad I haven't used them so much because it really gives the legs a good working out, but it's about time that the arms got moving and we start to make the most of these poles and the upper body on the uphills. So yeah, what a great day today. Really uplifting day. Really looking forward to my half marathon tomorrow, and I think I'm going to make a bit more of a push, see if I can raise a bit more money, because I saw Comic Relief last night and I thought, yeah, you know, this charity that I'm supporting really deserves as much money as I could possibly raise. And I really do feel that when I see a young person, I see potential, I see life, and I see somebody who really just needs support. And you know, my age, it's time to give a bit back and support young people, because I know from personal experience that mental health issues can really devastate the individual concerned, and they can also devastate the people around them. So if there's anything we can do to just help young people and support them, then I think the charity I'm supporting is a good one for that. So I'm really keen to see if I can have a bit more of a push, see if I can raise some money from friends, family and former colleagues that I've known in the past. So I think it's time we got going and get the rest of this run done. Let's go. What a day though. What a day. You really do have to experience the bad to appreciate the good, don't you? Today is definitely the good. Mr. Potato Head has met a sorry fate, it appears, in Silent Pool. Okay, that's my run finished at Silent Pool. It turned into a bit of a longer run than I expected because the Garmin got a bit confused when the path crossed. But 15k, nice run, really nice to have a look around Silent Pool actually. I got some good footage there, and nice day just to potter around and have a look. So, see you tomorrow at Queen Elizabeth Country Park for the Run Rebel Half Marathon. Oh, good morning. After yesterday's fun in the sun, we're back to weather we're a bit more familiar with. Lots of rain, and I'm down in Queen Elizabeth Country Park for the Run Rebel Half Marathon. As you can see, there's a few cars got stranded already in the water, so I'm glad I brought my Volvo down today. It always seems to be the BMWs, I don't know why. Maybe they're just braver than everyone else and they go into the big puddles, but either that or they have a very low air filter. But anyway, we're here, it's raining, it's due to clear up a bit later, and in fact it's going to be a quite a warm day. I think it's going to be 14-15 degrees, just going to be very, very wet underfoot. So I've got the La Sportiva Mutants on today, just to give myself a bit of extra grip, and looking forward to it. There's going to be a canicross as well, by the sounds of this dog. Yeah, it should be a good day. There we go, just a 10-minute delay whilst the cars make their way into the car parks, but I think we're going to be off at 9:10, so all the runners are now making their way to the starting pen behind me. I'll start off, I think, with my coat and then take it off later. I think it's going to be quite warm today, so I think the rain's going to stop in a half hour or so as well, so that'll be good. Good, right, I better get myself in the pen and ready for the off.
4, 3, 2, 1. Nice and slow over the line as we go through a little gate. It's going to slow down, so don't rush too much. Nice and slow as you go.
Okay, we're off. We're off.
So do you want to do the 15k? Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Every kilometre they're doing 10 press-ups.
Yeah.
There you go. Into the forests. Quite a lot of roots here though, so I've got to be careful not to fall over. Yeah, 10 press-ups every 1k.
Where's that guy?
Go on then. Quick 10, yeah?
Come on. Go on, you got it. Solid. Next time it's a leg on the butt.
Ah, there you go.
Smashed it.
Thank you very much.
Come on.
Cheers. Right, 11.5k into it. So far going well. Lots of very slow uphill sections. I much prefer the short, aggressive uphills rather than these long, shallow ones. But anyway. Nasty sort of sticky rain today. It's getting all over my glasses. Can't see it very much. It's a good route, good fun. Seem to have shaken off the press-up boys for the moment. I'm sure they'll catch me up in a minute. Just done my 10 press-ups, and the rest of them are just finishing off. Right, we're 15k in, but my reckoning, that was the last of the big hills. So, should have 6k, reasonably pleasant decline into the finish line. So just coming to the end then with the Rebel Run, or Run Rebel, Queen Elizabeth Country Park half marathon. It's felt like there's been a lot of hills today, but it's actually only 520 metres of elevation. So I think that's probably a sign my legs are tired after yesterday. But it's good to get another run in. If I were running the Snowdonia race for next week, I would not be very confident at all. But that's part of the process. There's still 8 weeks to go. A lot of training to do, and I'm training on tired legs the whole time, so that doesn't take into account the tapering or anything else. But the shoes have held up. It's been very muddy conditions today, but I haven't felt like falling over on any occasion. So the La Sportiva mutants have performed very, very well. Nice of people coming in. I finished the race now. I managed to miss all the footage by pushing the one button on my camera, but there's the middle. There you go. Good stuff, good event. Well done, Run Rebel. Enjoyed that. Good to get another run in, get a medal, and put another one in the bag for training. Oh, that's tough. Oh, I can go and get a photo. That'd be good. I'll just stand there, look like a wally, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect.
Look at that.
Absolutely. I might make your hand
We're done. There you go. There comes another one. Very proud mum by the looks of it. Good, well apart from the fact that I made a complete hash of the videoing at the end, that was an excellent day. Very different from the last half marathon that I ran down here in Queen Elizabeth Country Park. That was in the summer. Nice and sunny, dry conditions. This was completely the opposite, very, very wet underfoot. But good event, seems to be run very well. A lot of flags out, a lot of tents, and quite a big company by the looks of it, or certainly a lot of volunteers helping. So enjoyed that. I'm going to get back to the car now, get warm, and get back home. But it's a good reminder not to mess up the camera work when I'm at Snowdon. I don't want to miss, hopefully, the end of the event there. That would be a bit of a disaster. So yeah, that's the end of week 10. I'm going to wrap out there. I'll see you next week. I don't have any formal plans or formal races for next week. It's a 29k on the Sunday, so it's a big run coming up. Starting to crank up. There's 3 or 4 big runs on the calendar, but that one's just a plain ordinary run by myself somewhere in the countryside type run, so that will be next week. Anyway, end of week 10. See you next week.